Thank you very much, Dan. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Before I begin, I must thank and publicly recognize J. Malcolm Garcia, the author of the book Without a Country, the untold story of America's deported veterans. Most of my talk is based on this book. Also, please recognize these service members who have given their life. Ashley Sietzema, Persian Gulf Army. She was a healthcare specialist and ambulance driver. She died while on duty. Also, please recognize these 5 service members who died after their deportation from the United States. Ramon Acero, Vietnam veteran, Army. Hector Manuel Barrios, Vietnam veteran, Army. Manuel de Jesus Castano, Germany, Army. Manuel Castano, Gulf War era, Army. Dardar P, Kosovo, Army. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Today, I feel many emotions: grief, sadness, hypocrisy, tragedy, victimization, traumatized, and heartbreak. And so many questions asking why. Why are non-citizens who join the United States are willing to risk their lives for the United States, are willing to die for the United States, not given citizenship when they join the United States military? The minute they signed up, willing to die for the United States, why were they not considered American? I want to repeat that. The minute they signed up, willing to die for the United States, why were they not considered American? Why do we send people to war without thinking about the consequences to the families they leave behind and the ramifications of a father or mother, son or daughter not returning home alive? After all the flag
normally only used in war. We see it in the massive amount of money going to companies that produce weapons of death. Raytheon, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and the rest. War is good for business if you are in that business. We see it in massive bloated military budgets, now added to fuel the war in Ukraine. And note that the only people voting against the $40 billion for Ukraine were Republicans. We see it in large amounts of money being spent on nuclear weapons, which cannot ever be used without causing a worldwide holocaust and the end of civilization, if indeed we really are a civilized people. And those flags over there, people say they honor the people represented by those flags, their sacrifice. But in the wars of the last 70 years, who did they sacrifice their lives for? It was for U.S. imperialism, big corporations, the arms merchants of death. What Eisenhower called the military-industrial complex is now called the Mickey Mat M-I-C-I-M-A-T-T, by Ray McGovern, the military-industrial congressional intelligence media academic think tank complex. The United States has been spectacularly unsuccessful in Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and yet we continue down this road of militarism and war. And on this day, we must remember all victims of war and shout out that the main victims of war are civilians, men, women, and children. War is never the answer. In Ukraine, there must be serious negotiations and an end to the war. Sanctions are another form of warfare. They almost never work for their intended purpose, and they harm many other people other than those they are directed towards. As we remember the victims of war, we must work to change the culture of militarism and war to one of nonviolence and peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nate. Well said. Webb Nichols is our next speaker.
My name is Webb Nichols. I am a Vietnam veteran. Before I read, I want to make something very clear. These words are my own. They do not necessarily represent the beliefs, opinions, or position of the Smedley Butler Brigade, of the Veterans for Peace, or the Veterans for Peace itself, its larger umbrella organization. Now you ask, why do I have to say that? As you know, there is a split of opinion among people in the United States regarding the Ukraine war. There is the same split among the veterans for peace. At least that is my observation. There are those who feel that we should do more to help Ukraine defend itself. And there are those who feel we should do less. That those who supply military equipment are intensifying the war and risking nuclear annihilation because of the instability of the situation and that of the world. And what about the other wars and the suffering of other people in places that are foreign to my nature, my affinity to Europe and its culture? Where is my outrage for those other places? Do we know who is right about Ukraine? In fact, we do not know. We must wrestle with the facts of the moment and see if we can set aside the past and live fully awake in the present. We must become fully awake and understand and experience this reality. For me, this reality is fear. I believe that among other things, fear is the mother of greed. Our greed is the mother of ignorance, starvation, simultaneous incineration and drowning of earth. Fear is the mother of endless wars. Fear is consuming us. I believe nothing is going to happen until the streets throughout the world are filled not only with the zealots and the devotees, but also the common people, constituents, and everyday citizens whose outrage at our shared understanding of reality is raised to the level of action and our shared beliefs exceed our fears. Then there is a chance we can contribute to the solutions, not only for ourselves, but for others. We are all interconnected. We are all interdependent. We should see this condition as a gift, not a burden. As I have done in the past, I want to mention that I am standing among tireless workers for peace. Being more an observer than a participant, I deeply respect their effort and their work. With your forbearance, I would like to read, "Thank you for your service." Thank you for your service, you say to me. You may wonder why I grimace. You meant to make me feel better. What to do with "thank you for your service"? No one who has ever been to war wants more war. War is never the answer to a disagreement, no matter how small or how large. Can war ever be forgiven? We are here honoring the courageous sacrifices of not only the fallen, but also the living. In the past, we believed there existed just wars, moral imperatives, defending what we hold dear. But now, what do we know? An eye for an eye, and soon everyone is blind. War gives birth to profiteers and buries the exploited and the innocent. Thank you for your service, you say. You are forgiven for not stopping to hear my story. Who would really want to? Feeling the adrenaline rush of a firefight, bullets passing so close one could hear them, will never have dominion over the cries and suffering of the dying. Blood flowing and bodies scattered everywhere, an unholy spectacle of human fear and rage. No matter what accident or intention. In the dark abyss of night, in the witnessing light of day, only death silences the screams and moans of the dying. What to do with thank you for your service? We try so hard to comfort each other. You try so hard to make me feel better, or even proud. I am sorry, I do not know what to do with your kindness and your caring. I believe comfort will only come to us, patriots, veterans, citizens, the forgotten, when we join together and speak out to bring about the end of war and the rebirth of a just and equitable world. The world desperately needs our help. We desperately need the help of a kind and compassionate world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bud. Well said. We have one more speaker, but let me explain. After Dave gets to speak, Jane and Jill are going to pass out carnations to everybody to place on the monument. And then we're going to realign around the field of flags, and I'm going to call out the names of our past Smedleys who have been did this for a long, long time. So we're going to pay our respects to our past Smedleys. So with that, after you put the carnations on the monument, we can line right around the field of flags there. With that, Dave Rothhauser.
I am the source of America's wars, here at home and abroad, before and beyond. I represent Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Sturm Ruger, Smith Wesson, Remington. Call me by my rightful name. I am Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Sturm Ruger, Remington, Smith Wesson. No one can stop me. I represent all the wars in the past, from Columbine to Buffalo to Evadne to Afghanistan. No one can stop me. Thousands try. Oh, how they try. They stand outside my windows day and night, their lips curled in a surreal dance of words I cannot hear behind my soundproof, bulletproof windows. They send bushels of petitions to the Great White Father in the Great White House, urging, begging, demanding that I cease and desist. All the while, I feast on their name, their faceless name. The streets they live on, I devour ravenously like the Goliath I so proudly am. They beg me to save the world's children, while all the while turning a blind eye on the slaughter of their very own here in America. The daily barbecue of unbridled NRA guns. Guns! Guns! I'm insatiable. I know no flag, no God, no morals. You voted to protect me. You voted for federal laws to protect me. I'm the only business in America completely immunized from liability when crimes are committed using my weapons of mass destruction. My weapons are your national security. My weapons are your wealth to the moon and Mars. My weapons make jobs for the hungry in America. My weapons make humanitarian aid. You protect me. You make me feel good about who I am. I am the source of America's wars. I throw down the gauntlet. My portals are open. I welcome you. Step inside. Track me down. See me face to face. Talk to me. Break the swords if you dare. Repeal the laws you created to protect me. Repeal the federal laws you created to protect me. Repeal them. The choice is yours if you dare. You know my name. I'm Raytheon. I'm Boeing. I'm Lockheed Martin. I'm Remington. I'm Smith & Wesson. I'm Sturm Ruger. I'm the source of America's wars, all the way from Columbine to Buffalo to Uvalde, all the way from the Great War, 1914, to Afghanistan. You protect me. You make me feel good about who I am. Before and beyond.
Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you, Dave. Very good. Again. All right, Jill and Jane are going to pass out some carnations. We can put on the monument. And as I said, we're going to realign around the field of flags and pay our respects to our past Smedleys. Thank you.
Presente.
Kate Flaherty.
Presente.
Tony Flaherty.
Presente.
Seth Fruin.
Presente.
Jeff Rummer.
Presente.
And Al Johnson.
Presente.
Thank you. Rest in peace. Thank you, Brian. We're gonna follow Brian said right back down to where we started.
Come on.